There's something very different about life in the Indonesian capital of Jakarta. It's not very fast, even in the fast lane. The scenery is terrific. And oh, everybody smiles. But then perhaps they're all on their way out of the city, to the comparative tranquility of the Cengkareng Golf Club. Europe and Asia come together again this week. Finland's Mikko Ilinen hoping to hold on to the silverware that was first in his trophy cabinet last year. The enjoyed Jakarta Astro Indonesian Open has a habit of producing first-time winners. Tawon Widachant didn't have to travel too far from his native Thailand to scorch his way to victory at a record 25 under par in 2005. As always, there'll be a strong Asian challenge for the title. China's number one, Liang Wenchong, will be hoping to find the form that earned him the Singapore Masters title last year. From India, a fast-developing producer of sporting talent come Jeev Milkha Singh and Arjun Atwal. And Ireland's dynamic duo Darren Clarke and Paul McGinley will be equally focused on adding a new title to take home with them. It's one of the longest titles in world golf, but Cengkareng is not one of the longest courses. Indeed, with a par of just 70, it's one of the shortest. It's also one of the most popular.
It's probably one of the prettiest, and it's great for the players because the hotel's just across the road and we don't have to do Jakarta traffic. The people are so friendly and smiling, they can't do enough for you, so it's nice to see a smiling face.
Cengkareng is undulating with contoured greens, and being situated in this part of Asia can be steamy hot. That's all part of the day job.
It is what I expected, very hot and humid. It is really a beautiful place. It is a good place for playing golf. Courses are good. And if you play well, you have good chances here.
You might not think there's much similarity between Jakarta and Yorkshire, but Simon Hurd, casting his gaze to the skies, does find a noisy reminder of home.
I grew up on a course very similar to this, so I got used to it. One hole they used to fly over the top of the 14th hole, and it's only 200 yards away from the green, so it was very similar to this. So for me it's no different, but a lot of the lads have said they've got to stop and wait for them, but I'll crack on.
Scoring's been exceptionally good over the first 3 days. Level par here will be seen as failure. So who's making a move, Kim?
Well, how about the first Thai golfer to qualify for the Open Championship back in 1999? Now 42 years of age, it was a great start from the veteran Prayad Marksang, a brace of 65s, then a 69 from the Smiley Man, puts him firmly in the top 10 on -11.
Not too many Dutch golfers have made an impact down the years, but here is Joost Luiten, and he certainly is making an impact after a really successful year on the Challenge Tour. Rounds of 64, 69 and 66. He's 11 under.
And through days 1 to 3, very good and steady progress for a 33-year-old Kiwi, Mark Brown. He's an Asian Tour player. He's got a great chance here to impress on the bigger European Tour stage. 67, 66, 66, 11 under par.
Big man, big name emerging here, Prom Misawat. Rounds of 66, 63 on day 2 and 68 means that Misawat, playing here at the 16th, is 13 under.
Tour School qualifier James Campty from Johannesburg produced a birdie blitz in round 1 with an 8 under par 62. 67 and 68 followed. Big day for him coming up. He's on 13 under par.
And we did warn you about Liang. He started with 65 on day 1. Didn't do so well on day 2, 67, but he was right back in the groove on day 3. His 64 took him to 14 under. He's really in the mix.
The grainy Tiff-Dwarf greens at Cengkareng hold no fears for Jeev Milkha Singh. How about this for an example? The former Volvo Masters champion on song with the putter, closing out his second 65 of the week. Singh 14 under par.
And they really have come from all around the world. And this is Felipe Aguilar, and he is the man to catch here. He comes from Santiago in Chile. That was his second shot at the 9th on the 3rd day. A round of 67. Even that wasn't as good as the opening 2 rounds, though, when he shot 65 and equaling the record here, a 62 on day 2. Aguilar then, with the help of that eagle, is 16 under. And all that means that Aguilar, at 16 under, has a 2-shot advantage over Liang of China and Jeevmilkha Singh, a regular winner from India. They're 14 under. Kante from South Africa and Misawat 13 under.
I suppose you've got to fancy Singh really as the man who knows how to win on the European Tour, but how about Jyoti Randhawa, tied 28th at the start of the day, the current Indian Open champion, holding his 6th birdie putt in the first 12 holes. Impressive stuff, John.
Yeah, scoring's been absolutely terrific, hasn't it? And, you know, I was saying par is seen as a failure here. Now, that was Wang for birdie at the 6th, but he bogeyed the 3rd.
Mark Brown, 2 good birdies early on at the 3rd and the 6th. And at the 7th, this stunner sets up his 3rd birdie. 14 under par now, Brown in the frame.
Well, birdies to be had everywhere around this excellent golf course, and one here for Liang, just in. That was at the 5th, 15 under.
Not the start that overnight leader Aguilar wanted. Second hole, first bogey. Back to the pack on 15 under par. Ouch.
James Kante won his card at the qualifying school. He's also won on the Sunshine Tour, and he's finding the course to his liking as well.
The Big Dolphin, as Prom Misawat is called, well, makes a big early splash with birdies at the 5th, here at the 6th, and at the next. 23-year-old Thai makes a big move.
As you said, though, Kim, you always look to previous winners at this stage. It's not, well, it's a rather ungainly win, to be frank, isn't it, from Jeevmilkha Singh? But that second shot at the 6th shows that he really is firing on all cylinders. He would make the eagle there. And Jeevmilkha Singh, 16 under par. It's building up very nicely, isn't it? Looks like being a terrific end to this tournament in Indonesia, with a Thai, an Indian, a South African, a Chilean and a Chinaman dominating the top of the leaderboard.
Great chance again for Singh at the 8th. 201-yard par 3, just 2 shots needed. 17 under par. Singh really in the mood now. Very nice guy is Jeev. A yoga devotee.
One eagle on his card already today. Not as many birdies as usual. Nobody's got more birdies this week than this man, Misawat. He's a huge and an engaging figure. Now watch for the spin back. Excellent. Now the crowd love to see that, don't they? It's something that we as amateurs can just not achieve.
Aguilar. Character builder this one is for par at the 8th. Firmly in the centre. He's been playing very defensively on the front nine, John. Needs to get going, really, if he's going to take his chance here. Experienced man, 33-year-old.
A lot of wins in Chile, but none, of course, in Europe hitherto. But he must be very nervous, Kim, being in that position. It's an unusual situation for him to find himself in this particular tournament.
Yes, he's won on the Challenge Tour, of course, but not, as you say, on the European Tour.
Well holed by Kante. I tell you who he reminds me of, Gladstone Small. You remember the old England cricketer?
Yes, I do remember Gladstone. I think James has got a bit more of a neck than Gladstone had, though. He can wear a collar.
And can he collar this one? He can. Misawat. We've seen a lot of putts hold the greens, as you referred to them earlier. Very contoured, very unusual.
Yes, they certainly are. You've got to hit the ball into the right places on these putting surfaces. This man knows how to do that. Joost Luiten from the Netherlands. A real star, this boy. Just 22 years of age. Shot 61 in the last round to win the Vodafone Challenge last year. That's his shot into the 10th.
Brown, a Kiwi. And I remember the days of Simon Owen, John Lister, good New Zealand players, Frank Nobilo, of course.
Yes, that was in the days when you could play fairly well, John. I remember those days.
Not in New Zealand, I didn't.
No. Singh at the 9th. Got a style all of his own. Very deliberate swing. Always appears to collapse through impact, but it's not so. Unlucky there. He's checking up too much for his liking.
I don't think you could change his style now exactly, could you? Now here's one of the Australians in the field, Adam Blythe, and this for eagle, and we've seen a lot of eagles this week, so don't be surprised if it goes in. It looks as straight as a die. Another eagle. This course yielding plenty, but that's not to say it's not a tough proposition.
26-year-old from Brisbane, enjoying his third start on the European Tour this year. Liang at the 9th. Fourth shot. The man from China taking over the mantle of Zhang Liangwei.
Yeah, in the purple today as well. He must have thought about that this morning. Now they're all very smart, aren't they? The cream of talent here in Indonesia, and some wonderful golf courses around.
Aguilar from off the putting surface, always difficult, and a wise choice, I think, they're taking the putter. Horrendously difficult shot to judge the distance, that one.
Yes, never quite looked as though it was going to make it all the way. But it was dead on line. And that's not quite on line. I think they're running at 10 on the stimp meter.
Yes, they've actually turned them up a bit for this last round. They're 10'6".
Now that is course knowledge.
Yes, the first 3 rounds they were 10 feet. You're right, John. Just a little more slick on this final day. Singh missing out there at the 9th. Just a par.
Well, it looks like being an absolutely fantastic finish. Just 3 shots between the top 9 names on that leaderboard. So it's building up very nicely here in Indonesia. It may be all peace and tranquility on the course. We're set for a thunderous finish. Welcome back to the Enjoy Jakarta Astro Indonesian Open. A bit of a mouthful, but mouth-watering is probably a better way to describe what's on offer to golfers in this country.
In Jakarta and the surrounding area, we have, I think, around 40 golf courses of such excellent quality, which is easily accessible from the city. Some of those courses are designed by the famous and international golf designer like Greg Norman, Arno Palmer, and Jack Nicklaus. And Jakarta is also ready to, with all the ingredients to support this kind of tournament.
Well, there's always great support in this part of the world. I think we'd better get our clubs out, Kim. Sounds wonderful. Now here is James Campty, but that just slithered by. That was unlucky. That was a miss at the 10th. He did make par.
Same hole. Great chance for Misawat. It's for the lead on his own, but never enough.
Unusual to see 2 putts missing almost. Here's Liang's second shot at the 10th. Up the hill, as you can see. Delightfully executed, and Liang would make par, so make no mistake about it, he is still very much in contention here in Indonesia. But Misawat and Singh from Thailand and India respectively lead the way, only by a shot.
Overnight leader, Aguilar. No Chilean has ever won on the European Tour. They have on Seniors Tour. Guillermo Encina has triumphed there. But Aguilar, work to do. Day 4, back 9, John, heat on.
He lives on a golf course, doesn't he? I think it was actually built by his granddad. His grandfather, Alfredo Schuller, who builds golf courses, and he plays on them. Sounds like a good combination. Here is Arjun Atwell. India is suddenly producing a lot of very, very talented golfers. No. Well, I think it was a right read. I think it was the right line. I think he was just fractionally unfortunate.
Arjun, the joint course record holder here, 62. Preferred lies here this week, so no official